What's going on, everyone? Welcome to one of my first ever podcasts. I just want to make something really clear and get it out of the way before I keep going. I'm sorry if I stutter, if there's a little bit of background noise, or if I keep saying ahs and buts and ums and stuff like that. But I really appreciate you guys tuning in today. I'm extremely pumped to get started with doing these kind of things, and I hope you guys really enjoy this little podcast I got for you today. Thank you so much. So, who am I? My name is Josh, and Joshua Capasio, and just a brief background on who I am. Just growing up, nothing too crazy. Just, I would say I grew up in like a lower middle class, and kind of went from there. I think the purpose of this podcast would be for people who just want an insight on what they can expect. Kind of think of me as like a friend, if you will, that you just hear like talking or things like that. So just like a little bit of insight. And some of the topics that I'm going to cover, I'm planning on going over my personal story, my gaming experience, fitness, and what I'm currently working on now. So, we're going to start off with my personal story. Who am I, and how did I get to the point that I am today? What shaped me into who I am today? So, growing up as a kid, where do I start? So, growing up as a kid was definitely something. Me being a redhead and all. I got teased for my hair, and I used to have freckles too, and I used to get teased for that, but now that I'm older, I realize that freckles are actually really nice and kind of a blessing to have in the first place. But I feel like growing up, going through the troubles and the experience of the hardships of life, has currently shaped me into what I am today. Because of all of this stuff that has happened, I feel like what has influenced me to become a aspiring entrepreneur is just, I want to be the person in my family that breaks I want to say poverty chain, but just breaks the chain and kind of helps a bunch of generations down the road. I've trying to do gaming. I just feel like right now, I don't know. I tried playing Escape from Tarkov, but gosh, that game is super stressful. So I might do that, but we'll see. And I've also been into fitness, a real gym rat, if you will. Just kind of been working out for 3 years now. I've got some decent gains. And yeah, so I want to talk about my experience with gaming, some of my favorite games and consoles, and how it's impacted my life and what I've learned from gaming, and any tips and insights I have for any other gamers out there that are listening. So, my experience with gaming. Currently right now, I would say it's pretty good because I spent so much time. I first started gaming on my Xbox, and from there I just played classic games like COD and stuff like that. Just kind of getting a feel for it. I got addicted pretty easily, just like anyone would. In their younger ages, we were pretty naive back then, so it's pretty easy to get distracted. But started off with games like that. Went to currently right now having a gaming computer, and now I've just been playing like games like Tarkov, and a bunch of other things as well that I plan on recording and posting on this platform or on my YouTube or things like that. And I guess if I were to have some insight for other gamers, honestly, there's something better to do. If you can make something like gaming into something that makes you content or money, I say go for it. You don't have to be some super good professional guy to be able to make good money, but if you're interesting enough, and you don't have to be interesting, honestly, you could just start doing it and you'll already be ahead of most of the population if you just start doing it. So yeah. So for my fitness, this is something that I'm very hardy on. My approach to fitness, my workout routine, my habits, my advice for anyone that's trying to improve, and some of the benefits. I feel like for fitness, give me 1 second. So I have some questions here that I wrote down. What are some of my favorite fitness activities, and how do you stay motivated to keep working out? My fitness activities, I guess if this were to fall under that category, it would be more or less like just staying dedicated, because there is no such thing as motivation. I try to believe that, but I know there is some sort of motivation in the world. But when it comes to something like fitness, you have to stay dedicated. You have to keep pushing. And that's what I'm planning on doing later down, or maybe making like a bit of a program to help people. Obviously, you would want someone who has a bit of insight on fitness to give insight to others, so that's what I'm going to be doing with that. But I feel like for my fitness activities and what keeps me motivated is honestly just like look at these videos of these guys walking around with their shirts off in public, and that's enough inspiration for me to just be like, wow, it's pretty sick. I gotta keep pushing. Here's another question here. Can I recommend any specific fitness routine or exercises that have worked well for me? There isn't no one fitness routine or exercise that works well for anyone, including myself. It would be the matter of fact that you switch it up. Switching it up and staying consistent is the main thing, but make sure you switch it up. Make sure you try different workouts. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger said, you have to shock the muscle. You have to shock the muscle, So by shocking the muscle, when you're about to do pull-ups, do push-ups, shit like that. But no, don't. That's not logical, but you get my point. So just like switch it up your workouts, and just kind of find new things to do, new ways to do the same thing, and work out that muscle, and always go to failure if you can. Not if you can, but if you always can, just always go to failure. Let's see. How do I manage to stay on track with my fitness goals, even when my life gets busy or stressful? I've got a little story where I was actually really sick. I got COVID, and I got like a really bad kind of sickness. And what happened was I was not able to work out in such a bad condition. And I took my parents' advice of being like, don't work out, just stay, and I was like, okay, well, if I don't work out, then you have to build like a habit of just kind of staying and going to the gym consistently. And once you build that habit, honestly, your brain kind of just tells you to stick with it, because if you have those days where you miss, you feel like shit, you're like, I should have went to the gym, and then you really feel like shit. So always just keep in mind to yourself, be like, oh wow, if I don't go, I'm really gonna regret this, and then you will regret it if you don't go. So that pushes you more to kind of go to the gym. And another thing too is just like I said, just watching those videos of really buff dudes going around the gym, or not the gym, but in public with their shirts off. It's like, wow, that's awesome. So we're gonna move on to something else that I have. What are some of the projects that I'm currently working on? What do I hope to achieve with them? Just real quick, if you hear any background noise, sorry about that. This is my mom in the background. But some of the projects that I have planned are YouTube, podcasting, and kind of creating videos around doing like content creation and things of that nature. If I were to say, the main project that I'm working on is what I'm doing right now currently. What are you listening to? What you are listening to right now is actually the main project that I'm working on is YouTube and doing podcasts. So with my podcast, I plan on just giving information to the world and kind of giving my value to the viewers. I feel like Sorry about that. I feel like if I can do that successfully and just be like someone who gives a lot of value, that's something that's really valuable. Just because nowadays people live in an attention economy, all that stuff. I'm sure you heard it from like Tate and all of them. It's an attention economy. If you can keep someone's attention, that's like the biggest thing. I also feel like right now with YouTube, I'm super pumped to be making podcasts, to have the privilege to be able to do something like this. I feel so bad for the people that have such big dreams to get out and, do things like making videos and stuff like that, aspiring to their dreams, but they can't, either due to lack of money or just where they live in general. And that sucks. That really sucks, because I grew up in a middle class, and I've always had some kind of things. I was like a lonely kid, a single child, so I always had the privilege of being able to have these things, some at my disposal. And right now I'm actually working a job. You know what? Screw all the structure of the podcast. I'm just going to give you my life. So what I'm doing right now, so pretty much I work at Subway. And I've been working there for like a good amount of time. I feel like the people there were really chill. Like Subway's like such a cool place to work at. Like you always see some really chill and cool people at Subway. Just depends, But I feel like the majority of people that go there are pretty nice. So, I've been working at Subway. It's pretty nice for a while. And then it's just like, what? The time that I spend working, I could be spending like creating videos, doing podcasts, and doing some kind of like interviews with people. So I'm looking forward to doing stuff like that. I feel like right now, well, my main goal is to just kind of stay creating videos and stay dedicated to it. Because if I can stay as dedicated as I am to like working out and like doing that kind of stuff, to YouTube and my podcasts, I feel like it would be really cool, because I'll be able to just like provide my value and my knowledge. I feel like the most knowledgeable thing I'm on is working out and stuff like that. So yeah, but if you guys heard my laugh, that's my dad in the background. Sorry about that, but it is what it is. First podcast, so don't expect the best quality, but hey, I do my best. So I guess what are some of my future plans and goals? And I'm thinking I want to become successful with YouTube, because I've seen people like Ryan Trahan, Mr. Beast. I love Mr. Beast. Shout out to Mr. Beast, but doubt he needs it though. But yeah, no, definitely Mr. Beast. Go check him out on YouTube. He's an amazing guy. Him, Ryan Trahan, and just a bunch of other amazing creators that are on this platform. Not just YouTube, but just like podcasting in general. I wish that I would have started something like this younger, to keep the pace moving, to kind of just like start doing this, because there's a lot of resistance when it comes to me doing something like this. Like I was thinking of doing gaming videos, but I was like, no, I don't know. I like gaming. It's just like games like Escape from Tarkov are really like stress inducing, so it's like I don't really want to play that, but I don't know, so we'll see. But honestly, I'm really open to doing whatever the audience wants, besides pulling my pants down and doing saucy vodka stuff. But hey, who knows? But I'm just thinking of going forward with all this and just kind of build my audience and really get myself out there. I want to be like an influencer to a point, but not do so much work, as in like right now I feel the most work is needed because I have to break through this ice of just getting out there. So that's like my main thing, is to get myself out there and just like continue with this whole YouTube thing. But I plan on posting my stuff on all kinds of social media platforms and just going forward that way as well. But I think for now, that's pretty much it for this podcast. If you guys stayed all the way to the end, you guys are awesome. I know it wasn't too much, or I kind of rambled on about the same things, but hey, if you really did stick around, that means you appreciate nice things and you understand that everyone has a journey. So props to you. And you also have a good attention span, so props. But my name's Josh Capaccio. If you guys want to check out my YouTube channel, it's the Josh Box or something like that. But if you ever see it, it's just like all one word. But yeah, that's me. My name's Josh, and thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Peace.